Hi everyone, today I have a very exciting unboxing of the Omega Speedmaster Moonphase Master Chronometer, reference number 304.33.44.52.03.001. Wow, say that 5 times as fast. I will be performing an unboxing of the watch itself from the packaging, and then afterwards I will compare it with some of my other watches in my collection that we can take a look at and compare in terms of size. And I'll also provide my thoughts, likes, dislikes, etc. of the watch itself. So let me go ahead and unpackage all of this bubble wrap. Okay. Go ahead and bring out the box here. Throw that off to the side. Okay, moment of truth. So we have this very nice wooden box. Has that new box smell. And on the bottom here is the deployment, where if you press onto the button, the watch will go ahead and open. Just gonna go ahead and pull out the side where I have the operating instructions. Mostly boring stuff that nobody will really care about. And then we have the warranty, which I will not show, but have my pictogram and my master chronometer card designation, and I won't show the watch number, but I'll show the reference number that it comes with there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the box out of its original packing there. Going to move everything off to the side. Alright, so press the button and we open the box up, and ooh, looks like the watch fell off a little bit there, but everything looks to be in working condition. I could actually feel the movement as I was picking up the watch, and actually as I'm moving around, I could actually feel the movement of the watch move back and forth. Let me go ahead and get the watch in focus here. So this is the blue face with the blue alligator. Actually, I believe it's alligator, maybe crocodile, not 100% sure, but it's the blue leather strap with the deployment clasp. Unfortunately, Omega did not offer this version with the steel bracelet. So if you do want that original Speedmaster look with the Speedmaster bracelet, you'll have to buy a spare bracelet from an authorized dealer or Omega directly. I'm not sure if you can really find these used or on eBay, but it'll have to come from somewhere else. So just gonna go ahead and try to take off the plastic here. Alright, so all the plastics have been removed, and I think the crystal is fogging up a little bit on the backside because I'm so nervous holding onto this watch right now. Partly nervous, but also partly very excited. I've been waiting a couple weeks for this watch, and I got a chance to actually try it on in the Omega boutique in Fifth Avenue at New York. So I had already gotten a chance to try it on and see the watch in person, and yeah, absolutely looks amazing. So the left hand side, there is a date indicator, and let me just bring it up a little bit closer so you can better see it. There's a red crescent there that will display the date. Now, it is not a perpetual calendar, so you will need to change the date every other month. Not a big deal for me itself. Of course, you still have the chronograph on the right hand side there. Let me see if I can try and get a better lighting here. So the hour and the minute hands are now all onto the 3 o'clock dial there. If you really wanted to, you could actually use it as a GMT function or another time zone. Basically, what you'll need to do though is wait until it's either midnight or 12 p.m. and start your chronograph in order to have that function as a second time zone. Pretty useful if you wish to do that. Top button stops the chronograph. Go ahead and start that again. And the bottom one, oops, need to stop it first. We'll reset everything to 0. And on the back is, of course, the master-coaxial 9904 movement. This is the METAS certified movement, so basically it means that it's anti-magnetic up to 15,000 Gauss. Goes through a lot of stringent tests from Omega. Supposedly it's better than the COSC certification, so that's very nice. Has, I believe, 60 hours of power reserve due to the twin barrel. Let me see if I can try and display that here. So you can see here, the band's kind of getting in the way here. Let me see if I can just move that out of the way. There we go. Alright, so there's barrel 1 and barrel 2 indicated on the watch there. Finishing on the movement is very, very beautiful. Sapphire on the top here. And of course, it's also a sapphire on the back. And the dimensions of the watch, I believe it's a 44.25 milliliters in terms of the diameter. And the thickness is, I believe, 16.25 millimeters. And the lugs, if you're looking to place a different bracelet or strap onto the watch, I believe are 21 millimeters. So now that I have the watch on my wrist, you can see how it looks. The bezel is made out of what Omega's called liquid metal, which I believe is a combination of zinc alloy, some sort of zinc alloy and ceramic. So the bezel insert is supposed to be very scratch resistant. Looks very nice as well. And just show the watch on the side here. One of the things that one of my worries when I initially had tried on the watch was just the thickness of the watch. It's a very big case compared to the previous Speedmasters. Of course, that's because of all the new complications and the new movement that Omega has created, which is very nice. You can also see here at the bottom that there is a domed sapphire crystal on the bottom, which gives it a tiny little bit of extra height there as well. So for me, I wish that the watch is a little bit thinner, but overall it's still very, very good looking. I can definitely see in the future, if Omega decides to try and improve upon the watch, that could be one of the things that they'll try and do, is to make it a little bit thinner, maybe not have the display back domed. You can see on the back here, it says Moonphase, and then there's the liquid metal right on top of here. And the water resistance on the side here, 100 meters, 330 feet. Now, giving an overview of how the crown works. There's 3 different positions. You have your initial position pushed all the way in, which you can wind to give some extra power if your watch, for whatever reason, you didn't wind it for or move with it for 60 hours. First position that you pull out, you can modify the moon phase by moving it forward as such. And you can also, let me just move the watch up a little bit closer so you can better see the date. If you move it backwards, it moves the date along. And this is actually very, very useful, because without this, you would have to pull the crown all the way out to the 3rd position, 2 to the right. And you would need to move the hour hand forward by 24 hours just to move one date, which, let me tell you, this is not fun to do. It's very much a pain to try and move the time, as you could tell here. So let me, just a couple more hours. This is not fun to do at all, and I applaud Omega for having the just the knowledge, or I guess the planning to have the date functionality to be able to be changed there, because this crown, I guess one of the cons with it is it's a little bit hard to pull out. You kind of have to dig real deep into the crown, and to wind it itself, you do need to use the side of the fingers. Finger fatigue is definitely something that can be easily achieved with this crown. You'll notice that unfortunately there's no way for you to go back on the date. So if you miss your date, like I just did now, you have to basically go through it all over again. And the numbers that show up are odd days. So, of course, Omega had to do that because there's no really good way to display all the dates in this small of a dial. So the even dates are indicated by a dot. I'm going to go ahead and pull in some other watches just for the size comparisons. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in my original Speedmaster Moonwatch. This one is actually the one with a sapphire display back, so this is the 3572.50 with the display back, as I said. You can see that manual hand wound movement. Very good looking. So, comparing it side by side, in person, I actually don't think that the Moonphase looks that much bigger. I mean, you can definitely tell there's a noticeable difference when you see the thickness of the watch. And of course, the Moonwatch has the Hesalite on the top, so that gives it some of its thickness as well. But you can see here side by side. Let me get the chronograph side here. That the thickness of the Moonphase is definitely noticeable. And I will also bring in my other Omega watch that I have, the Seamaster. This is actually the 220.80.00, so not the ceramic bezel. It has the aluminum bezel, but it also has the applied Omega logo, and the hour marks are also applied as well. So a little side-by-side comparison here. Let me just get the watch to focus. If we take a look at the sides, Seamaster definitely much thinner. And I think in person you can really tell compared to the Speedmaster how much smaller the Seamaster is. So that's the one thing I like about Omega's previous watches that don't have their new movement, is that the size and the portions of their watches were all very well made, fairly thin in comparison to the new ones that they have. But the new ones, they are so technologically advanced with the whole silicone and twin barrel power reserve that it's very nice as well. One last one that I will show in comparison is, of course, my Tissot T-Skelette. This one I actually have it on a green alligator strap. The Tissot is 44 millimeters in diameter. So both very large watches. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on to the side as well. And the Tissot is actually significantly thinner than the Moonphase, but that's because the Tissot just has hours, minutes, and seconds. It doesn't have any of the other complications that the Omega has. So to give an overall, I guess, first impression review of the watch, I'll start off with the pros. Definitely a great looking watch. If you like blue, or if you like the black with the red Speedmaster, Omega has two different steel versions of this particular one. If you like the look of the Speedmaster and you've always wanted a Moonphase to go along with it, uh, this is a great looking watch. Keeps the original Speedmaster look. I know there's been other Speedmasters where the Moonphase has been located on the top, and for me, I didn't really like that kind of look. Sort of strays away from the classic look of the Speedmaster. So definitely a great looking watch. Has the Moonphase, accurate up to 10 years according to Omega. You still have your chronometer, and you get an added date function. 60-hour power reserve with automatic wind. You can also do the hand wind yourself if you wish. And the band, very nice as well. Overall, great looking watch. Those are the pros with the watch. The couple things that I think kind of sort of detracts the watch from being perfect. Number one would probably be the size of the watch. Obviously, if you're a person who has thinner wrists, if the Speedmaster Professional itself was already too large for you, you probably don't want to go after this one. I don't think it looks as humongous as the Planet Oceans, but there's definitely a sizable amount of added chunk to in comparison to the original Speedmaster. If you're a guy that likes the original Speedmaster Professional, the Moonwatch, the feeling that you get sort of winding the crown, giving it the power reserve, that's sort of taken away because of the automatic movement. So that's another thing that I guess maybe sort of detracts this watch. And I also wish that I'm just sort of pulling the watch off camera so I can take a closer look into the Omega logo, but I don't think that's applied. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it looks like it's been painted on there rather than, with the Seamaster, you could definitely tell that that Omega logo is not painted on there, it's applied. So, also wish that Omega would give a little dazzle to their logo, but, just a minor thing. And for me, I don't know how to really feel about the clasp. It's not terrible to adjust, but at the same time, if you do need to make adjustments, you have to sort of like push in the leather and then move up or down, and there's like these two indents, I guess you could call them, which keeps the bracelet in place, but it worries me sometimes that, it can be a little bit rough on the leather, which is actually what I experienced with my Seamaster. I actually originally had a rubber bracelet with that one, and on the sides, the rubber strap, the paint would actually start peeling off because of the clasp here. So that's another thing that maybe, give us the option of the steel bracelet if we want. The display back, very beautiful as well, but in comparison to the original hand-wound Speedmaster Professional, I personally, like this, where it displays all the gears and all the inner workings of the watch itself, whereas with this one, because it's an automatic movement, you have the rotor there, but for me, you don't really see as much of all the different gears and all the different complications that are going on in the back there. Although it is decorated very, very beautifully. So, those are my initial impressions with the brand new Omega Speedmaster Moonphase Master Chronometer. Thank you for watching this video. Definitely feel free to leave any questions or comments below.